What is happening, guys? Call of Duty Black Ops Kid here, coming at you with another game review. Today, we're going to be reviewing Gears of War 5. Or Gears 5. I'm not even sure what the game is called anymore. The game is actually Gears 5, but it falls in line with the other Gears of War games. Now, this game is going to be very spoilerish right off the get-go as soon as you start the game. If you have not played Gears 4, I would recommend not playing this game. Now, saying that, there is a multitude of things to do besides the single-player campaign, although the single-player campaign is absolutely phenomenal. I have actually enjoyed the entire single-player experience from start to finish. The start was a little slow, but I feel like Chapter 2, where it invents everything basically as an open world. It's something new for the Gears of War series that really opens up the game and really makes it just that much more special. Honestly, this really embargoed me because I never thought Gears would go off their same format. They basically give you this vehicle and you're allowed to explore this entire open map, do whatever quests you want. Obviously, you can only do certain quests at certain parts, because certain parts of the map are sometimes blocked off at certain areas. So you can't do all the quests that you want at any given time. Sometimes you can do only 3 quests, unlock a door, then go do the other 3 quests. There's as far as I know, 7 quests during one chapter sequence, and that pretty much seems to be the thing for the entire acts of the game. Although the game is not entirely that long, I think the campaign's maybe 15-20 hours. I really did enjoy my entire campaign experience. And honestly, I'm not going to go into any spoiler details because I want to try and leave this review as spoiler-free as possible. But I will say there's a lot of things that I thought that Gears of War 5 brought over that really made the game just that much better. So the game does show off JD, which is the character from the first game, but mainly prioritizes it around follows Cat Diaz, which is actually the main protagonist of the entire game, fighting off something very particular and of course spoily. So I'm not going to go into that. We'll probably do a review with entire spoilers here in the next couple days, very soon. So if you guys are interested in that, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell for those types of videos. Well, first off, I like the idea when they actually brought over to the beta. I played the game early on multiplayer with the beta access, but I like the fact that during the campaign, all aspects of the game, you can actually perfect reload at any given time now, which is actually pretty nice. You can have shot 1 bullet out of a shotgun, or now no bullets at all, and as long as you have reloaded, and if you hit a perfect reload, it gives you full magazine instead of whatever you've used. So in Gears of War 3, for example, if you shot 6 bullets out of your natural shotgun, perfect reloaded, you'd have 6 shots. If you shot 1, you'd only have one perfect reload. So they fixed that, so if you reload it, it's full perfect magazines, double damage, or however much it is. That was one feature I absolutely loved. It brought over the feature for like cover mechanics where you can grab people, jump over and hit them, melee combat. So nothing super new there. There was a couple of new items and guns that I really enjoyed. Some ultra weapons. They brought relic weapons into the game, which are just basic normal weapons, but they do different things. Like there's a relic hammer burst that shoots like 6 shots instead of 3. There was a couple of cool things that I found in the campaign that really made it special. Jack is now a playable character in Hoard, and I don't think multiplayer. I do believe campaign is Jack is a playable character. He's mainly a support, so kind of like Mercy from Overwatch, I guess would be a good explanation. You can heal players, shock enemies. You can also play it in Horde too, which I thought was very interesting. He's not entirely OP, he just reacts as like another player, I guess, but shocks enemies and can kill sometimes, mainly just to support, throws down traps, cloaks people. Like in the campaign, you get some special abilities. You'll get like permanent boosts, like stim, that will actually protect you for X amount of time. Also cloak you to, get some advantages around some enemies. Flashbang them, hijack enemy robots. There's a couple different ones he can use, and you can upgrade these abilities through the campaign, finding like little upgrade tokens around the maps. I honestly didn't look too hard for a lot of these, and you find quite a bit of them at one time. I thought you'd find one per stash, but sometimes you find 5, sometimes 3, and sometimes 1. So you don't have to scour everywhere. There are some achievements with Jack's abilities, so fully upgrading them I know gives you like 25G, which is absolutely ridiculous. And I don't know if there's a Seriously 5.0 achievement. I haven't really looked, but I would not be surprised if there wasn't. Overall, the campaign, I'd give it about an 8.5 out of 10. There was some pretty, like, repetitive sequences, and sometimes the cutscenes are just not that good. It was kind of off to a slow start, but I thought the game actually finished out pretty damn good, and I'm excited for another Gears after this one. Unfortunately, they're probably going to do a trilogy, and hopefully the series is over, because, honestly, anything after Gears 3 just kind of is redundant at this point. Multiplayer was really damn good. They added a ranked mode, which I don't remember if Gears of War 4 had ranked mode or not. I'll research this when I'm doing the video, but I liked the fact they brought ranked. It makes the Gears community a little bit more competitive. I know Halo has a pretty good competitive ranked mode, and people are trying to get more into like ranked type games, like Overwatch has like ranked, and Rainbow Six Siege. So I think Gears adding this is perfect because not a lot of third-person cover shooters have a ranked mode, and it's very interesting to see that because some kids on this game go absolutely ham in ranked, and I'm not 100% sure how all the ranking works, but I did play a couple games and I was doing fairly well. Online, currently where the game sits, the game isn't fully launched yet up until tomorrow. Well, Tuesday. I'm writing this the day before, but it's still off to a rocky start. There's a couple games where it said I got kicked from the games because I was just shredding too hard or something. I'm not exactly sure. I think it's just some server issues, but I've had a lot of good games on multiplayer so far, and honestly, it hasn't been a bad experience. Some people are reporting that they do just their servers crash, their Xboxes crash because they can't stay connected. I think it's just their internet. I've never experienced too many issues. Mainly 2 issues, that would be the only time, and I've played probably over like 40 different multiplayer matches on Gears 5 so far, so I think that's just a couple people's issues. I think they will push out a patch here soon to kind of address some of the issues. Obviously, it's a newer game, there's meant to be problems, and they will fix the... I like the fact that they brought like an arcade style. During the beta, you could actually buy certain weapons with kills. You can still do that, but they changed per map, so I think that's really a cool addition that they did. You get to buy weapons with kills. That makes more sense. It's an incentive to keep on killing. The one thing that's broken is I don't think you should allow to get like kill streak rewards using like ultra guns, like a mulcher, for example, or a drop shot. Like, killing people with these are just instantaneous and just makes the game insane when you're actually killing people with these, because it just doesn't make that much sense. Honestly, it doesn't. It is cool. I do like the multiplayer, and you can actually choose different characters. Like, I know they brought Halo Reach characters in Gears game, which is definitely interesting. I don't think their voice actors are actually by Halo. I think it's just the same voice actors, because I didn't hear any important dialogue or just the same dialogue. That's all I really heard. Cat is also on there too. So it's something interesting to see some Halo players inside of a Gears game. I think they're going to continue doing... Maybe they'll continue doing this along the way, because they have some Terminator characters as well in there. We play as Sarah Connor, and as well as like a T-2000 or something like that. Basically the Terminator or Sarah Connor. I think that's a unique thing about Gears. I wouldn't say it's like a good thing, but I think it's interesting. It kind of breaks canon a little bit, but it's more of a fan service than anything. A multiplayer has never been one thing that's been taken too seriously in the Gears of War community. So, Horde mode is just as good as it has been in Gears of War 4. I think Horde was at its peak in Gears of War 3, personally. Gears 5 pretty much is Gears of War 4 at its core. Repetitive rounds, the swarm, all that good stuff. Not really much to talk about here besides Jack being a playable character. And that's pretty much it. Also in multiplayer, Horde and Escape, you can't play as the same character, it will automatically select a character for you, which is why I'm assuming more characters will be brought over in the multiplayer and escape, because you can't play as the same characters. It's kind of gay, but at the current time, it's just, that's how it is. So if you chose it and no one else chose it, you're fine, but if someone else chose it, it's more 50-50 shot that you'll most likely get a character that you do not want. So that's pretty much multiplayer. Escape is something very interesting that I was really kind of like, how is this gonna work kind of thing. It actually works pretty well. So like, you plant a basically poison gas behind you, you're clearing out a hive, and you play as a character, and you start out with basically nothing. Sometimes you start out with guns. I've always started out with nothing and had to melee my way through the entire map, and until I got a gun. And your ammo is absolutely garbage, because one clip probably needs to kill a locust, and then when you pick up a gun, it's still not enough ammo. So doing these by yourself are incredibly difficult too. My first time, I had 3 people and they all backed out, and I was playing the map by myself, and I just kept getting destroyed. Like, there was just too many swarms on me at once. It was just kept killing me. And it could be those connection issues that everyone else was talking about. I didn't have this at all. Maybe I was the host, I'm not exactly sure, but they backed out. I got slaughtered. Definitely playing this with at least 2 characters, at least 1 character, whether or not you have a mic or not. It actually makes the experience quite enjoyable, and it's actually pretty damn fun. I really enjoyed this part of the game, especially. I would give multiplayer probably also an 8.5 out of 10. I give Escape, since it's something new, and you can build your own maps. I haven't really messed around with that a lot, but it's kind of interesting. I did, make a couple different maps. Kind of think of it as like the map builder from Doom, without obviously as much creativity involved. But it is something interesting that I thought that it would be cool to incorporate in this review, because you can make maps in a Gears of War game, and you can actually play a new mode, which is basically, Escape is kind of like how I would describe the mode in Call of Duty Ghosts. I can't remember exactly what it is now, but where you're running away from aliens and you're killing hives, and you're just trying to escape, essentially. That's the way I thought it of. Maybe that's where they got their idea. That's what the environment kind of reminds me of too, like all the egg sacs and stuff, and all the swarm attacking you. It's definitely something that questioned my mind when I was writing this review, trying to compare it with something that people would be able to experience without actually having to play the game. That is really it. I thought Gears 5 was actually a pretty exceptional game. I think it was probably better than Gears of War 4, definitely. Total overall, I give the game like probably a 9 out of 10 or 8.5. I'm going to go with the 8.5 because there's some things that got to be worked out with the game. But at the same time, campaign was probably one of the best Gears games I've played in a while. Pretty generic story, though, would be the only thing I would say, in terms of ending and all that other stuff. It is something very new to the Gears series, so it definitely deserves a hand to that one. Really good new combat mechanics, brand new guns, tons of things to mess around with, new modes to play. And honestly, if you have the Xbox Game Pass, it's freaking free. So download it, play it. It's got a really good multiplayer mode, a really good escape mode, and it's got great wave survival, which would be their hoard mode. I couldn't recommend it enough, especially at the price point of free, or if you pay for Xbox games, which, congrats to you if you pay $60 for a game, although you can get, Xbox Game Pass for 5 months for that same price. So that's my explanation. I do enjoy that they gave it away for free. I like that every Game Pass or Xbox game is now in the Game Pass. And honestly, it makes a lot of sense and incentivizes people to play the Xbox games and the Xbox Game Pass because they're free now. So, that's my review. If you guys have played Gears of War 5, tell me what you guys think of the campaign, or what you think of the multiplayer mode, or Hoard. Tell me what you guys think about Gears 5. Have you experienced these multiplayer issues? What do you think about it? What is your rating out of 10? And yeah, that's it. Comment what you guys think down below. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more great reviews and other gaming content just like this. At least one video a week. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.
I'm reloading.